Good morning. In this session 9, we will be discussing about merchant exchange rate. Merchant, as you know, exporter, importer, they are the merchant. They have huge volume of transaction, particularly the export, import, remittances, huge volume of remittances are in the form of merchant rate, and this rate generally may be more than or nearly as comparable with the interbank rate and definitely lower than the card rate or covered rate. So, the merchant rates, as you know, exporter importers are the primary merchant, and the rate applicable to them or the authorized dealer quote the exchange rate for them is the merchant rate. In India, the merchant rates are determined by market forces. After 92-93 financial sector reform measure, the current account, particularly the export import side, are now market determined exchange rate. Hence, the merchant rates are market determined in Indian context. Merchant rates are lower than the spot rate definitely, and somewhat around the interbank rate, which is one of the lowest rate in the market. Merchant rate, at merchant rate, high volume export import transaction take place, because exporter importers, their volume of transaction may be millions of dollars, and they get a comparable rate generally favorable to them. So, authorized dealer, those who are providing exchange rate to merchant, they compete among each other to give what is called a lowest rate to the merchant, and authorized dealer charge very low profit for merchant transaction, because the transaction is huge. Any marginal level of profit can give them huge amount of profit. So, merchant rate, the lowest rate in the market, applicable to exporter and importers. Authorized dealers quote one of the lowest rate for the merchant transaction. The question is here, what are the merchant rate available in the market? In the Indian context, and also same for all other countries, the type of merchant rates are telegraphic transfer rate, what we call TT rates, and bills rate. These are two primary merchant rate available to exporter importers. TT buying rate or the telegraphic transfer rate, there are two types, one is called TT buying rate, another is called TT selling rate. Then question is here, what is the difference between TT buying rate and what is TT selling rate? When as a customer I go to a bank and ask to remit some money to a person in US, I purchase what is called TT selling, I sell a TT. When a exporter got an export transaction in the form of foreign currency, I want to convert the foreign currency into domestic currency, or then he has to go to the bank and ask for a rate. The rate applicable to the exporter is called TT buying rate. So, TT selling rate, so TT selling rate nothing but outward transaction, TT buying rate nothing but inward remittances. So, there are different categories of rates under TT buying rate. What is called inward remittances, TT buying rate want to convert the foreign currency into domestic money, you have to buy a TT, the TT buying rate. Inward remittances applicable to them, telegraphic transfer, money transfer, demand draft, which are generally denominated in foreign currency, converted into Indian currency or domestic currency, So, these are we have to purchase what is called TT buying. Conversion of proceeds of instruments, many export oriented instruments are there, many foreign bills are there, those who are denominated in foreign currency converted into domestic currency through TT buying rate. Similarly, if you want to cancel outward remittances, suppose you have booked a foreign DD, foreign currency DD, but you want to convert into Indian currency or cancel it the DD, then you have to purchase what is called a TT buying rate. So, TT buying rates applicable to inward remittances, foreign currency demand draft, foreign currency money transfer, conversion of proceeds of foreign currency denominated instrument, cancellation of outward remittances in the form of DD, TT, MT, all are applicable one rate called TT buying rate. What are the TT selling rates? As I mentioned, TT selling rate nothing but you want to send foreign currency to outside, that is from domestic economy, the foreign currencies are going outward other country, then you have to sell a TT. So, I want to send US dollar to any US citizen in US, then I have to convert the domestic rupee into US dollar, that time I have to sell a TT. So, TT selling rates are all outward remittances transaction which generally converted by paying domestic money into foreign currency called TT selling rate. So, outward remittances, telegraphic transfer, money transfer, foreign currency denominated DD, that is demand draft, conversion of proceeds of instrument, that is any instrument in domestic money converted into a foreign currency, you have to sell a TT, cancellation of inward remittances. Suppose you want to, you have any foreign domestic DD, TT, MT you want to convert into foreign currency, then TT selling rate applicable. Import documents you want to send, you want to have import something, then you have to sell TT. TT selling rate applicable to all outward transaction which are any foreign currency purchased by paying domestic currency. So, types of merchant rate applicable, we have also one of the type is bills, one is TT, another is bills. So, bills buying rate and bills selling rate also there. Bills are export import proceeds. So, when bills buying rate means purchase of export bill, bill TT bill selling rate transaction involving remittance of import bill. Suppose when you want to import something, then the import bills will be in the form of bills buying rate. You want to export something, the export bill you receive from the foreign partner, it will be converted into domestic currency by discounting the export bill through the bills buying rate. Similarly, the bills buying rate is nothing but inward remittances, bills selling rate nothing but outward remittances. Foreign currency converted into domestic currency through bills buying rate, domestic currency converted into foreign currency through bills selling rate. Here bills are export import bills and or any other kind of foreign currency denominated instruments. So, once you know the different type of bills, different type of merchant rate, that is TT buying, TT selling, bills buying, bills selling. Now, how we can use this rate in actual market transaction process? The transaction process here we have to the domestic authorized dealer, they have to quote merchant rate. Merchant rates may be export side, may be import side. Merchant rate may be in the form of outward remittances or in the form of inward remittances. The merchant rate may be in the form of bill side or in the form of TT side, telegraphic transfer side. So, Merchant rate, for calculation of merchant rate there are 3 steps involved. First step is here the select the appropriate base rate. You have to select the appropriate base rate, which currency you are using, the base rate. In case of whether it is a US dollar or in Indian rupee or any other foreign currency, you have to select the base rate. Then adjust the exchange margin. Exchange margin here, because exchange cushion, we call it cushion rate, cushion foreign currency cushion. Generally in actual market transaction, bank use some cushion rate. The cushion is applicable here because the spot rate need to be adjusted for cushion side, cushion margin. Why the spot rate should be adjusted? Because we are using the spot rate to provide a merchant rate. Generally the spot rate, merchant rates are lower than the spot rate. So, as the authorized dealer quote a foreign merchant rate, they adjust the spot rate by deducting or adding something as applicable to the spot rate. We will be discussing about how to adjust the cushion rate with the spot rate. Similarly, you have to round up the number as per the FEDI guideline. In case of India, the Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India, that is FEDI, they have the guideline for quoting the merchant rate. You have to abide by the guideline as per requirement. So, now suppose you want to calculate the what is called a TT buying, a TT selling rate. So, what we will do that? Let us start with the example. See the example here. What would be the TT buying rate if the spot rate in the Mumbai interbank market is $1 US dollar is 53.5050, 53.5060, that is the offer rate and bid rate. The bank is having a policy of 0.01 cushion margin and profit margin is 0.80 percentage. So, what we have given here? You have given here a spot rate for US dollar against Indian rupee, and we have the cushion rate and we have the profit margin. Now, we have to estimate the TT buying rate. So, when you mention TT buying rate means it is inward remittances, because when a person buy a TT, nothing but he has foreign currency, you want to convert the foreign currency into domestic money. So, here applicability rate is TT buying rate. So, TT buying rate, as I mentioned, applicable to inward remittance. TT buying rate is nothing but inward remittances. The exporter, here it is the exporter. The exporter has got the export proceeds. The export proceed here in the form of foreign currency, that is US dollar. Now, he wanted to convert the US dollar into domestic money. The in Mumbai interbank market, the spot rate is applicable, spot rate for US dollar is equal to 53.5050, 53.5060. That means you want to purchase dollar, then you have to pay 53.5060. You want to sell dollar, then authorized dealer will give you 53.5050. Now, what you are doing? We are estimating rate for TT buying. So, here the exporter having foreign currency, that is US dollar. So, the applicable rate is you want to surrender the US dollar to get rupee. So, the authorized dealer the authorized dealer will provide lower amount of rupee. So, the applicable rate is here, applicable rate will be 1 US dollar will be 53.5050. Now, we got the applicable spot rate 5050. Now, for estimating the TT buying, you have to adjust for cushion and adjust for profit margin. So, now the cushion is here, we will be deduct the cushion, because we want to give the money in the form of rupee lower amount. So, the cushion is applicable here 0.01. So, cushion here, cushion will be foreign exchange forex cushion will be deducted. What is the amount? Now, that amount is here 0.0100, 0.0100. Now, this will be 0, 5, this will be 4, this will be 4, 9. So, calculation is 49, it will be 53.4950. So, now after adjustment of cushion we got 53.4950. Now, you have to profit margin, since you are surrendering rupee to the authorized dealer surrendering rupee to the exporter, the profit margin need to be deducted. The profit margin, so less profit margin, less profit margin how much? 0.080 percentage. The profit margin depends upon the individual authorized dealer. If the authorized dealer gets huge amount of foreign currency, their profit margin they can reduce, but it depends upon the bank, it applicable to bank to bank. Each bank has their own policy of deciding the cushion margin and deciding the profit margin. After profit margin, you have to deduct the 0.080 percentage of 534950. The 0.80 percentage of 534950 is nothing but 0, 0, it is coming 0.4428. So, now the actual rate will be, after deducting this, the actual rate will be 4522. 4522. The actual rate now, the 53 45 22. 53 45 22 is the rate the exporter get from the authorized dealer. That means, the authorized dealer, that is, this is called TT buying rate. The authorized dealer is quoted for TT buying rate. How much? TT buying rate will be 53.4522. That means, if the exporter provide dollar to the authorized dealer, per dollar the authorized dealer will give 53.4522 amount of rupee. So, this is called TT buying. TT buying rate is applicable to inward remittances. So, authorized dealer, the exporter surrender the dollar and get a rate for conversion of dollar into Indian rupee as TT buying rate. The TT buying rate, the authorized dealer code 53.4522. You see the actual spot rate. Spot rate is 53.5050. However, the exporter is getting 53.4522. That means, that it is generally less than the spot rate. So, if the exporter buy a TT, that is the TT buying, for converting the export earning into domestic currency, at the Bombay interbank market, if dollar is quoted 53.500, the exporter will get actually 53.4522 after adjustment of forex cushion, that is cushion margin, and profit margin for the authorized dealers. So, actual value will be 53.54522. So, this is called TT buying calculation. Now, let us move to the another calculation called TT selling rate. TT selling rate, as I mentioned to you earlier, TT selling rate is applicable to outward remittances. That means, you want to send foreign currency to outsider, then you have to sell a TT in the bank. So, if suppose you want to send $100 to US, then you go to a bank and sell a TT. That time bank will quote you a TT selling rate. So, let us start with the example, then you understand what is the calculation process of TT selling rate. So, here the example is what would be the TT selling rate if the spot rate in the Mumbai interbank market is $1 535050 535060, the buying offer and bid rate. The bank is having a policy of 0.02 as cushion margin and 0.15 percentage profit margin. So, profit margin and cushion margin given to you. The spot rate in the Mumbai interbank market for dollar against rupee given to you. You have to calculate or estimate what is the TT selling rate. So, TT selling rate is what? For calculation of for the outward remittances. So, outward remittances who needs? Those who send foreign currency to outside. So, here the importer needs a TT selling rate for converting the domestic money into US dollar. So, what you have to do? You have to estimate what is the applicable spot rate here. The Bombay interbank market quote the dollar. So, US, so here Mumbai interbank market, the spot rate is 1 US dollar is equal to 535050 and 535060. So, what we are doing here? We are calculating the estimating the rate for importer. Who is the importer? Who purchase dollar. When you purchase dollar, the bank or the authorized dealer will charge you more. So, the applicable rate is here. Applicable spot rate will be 535060, because we want the importer TT selling rate. Who sell the TT? Those the person who want to remit the foreign currency to outside. So, he surrendered domestic rupee, purchase the US foreign currency. When you want to purchase foreign currency, you have to surrender more domestic currency. So, the applicable rate here 535050. So, applicable spot rate we got. Now, you have to adjust the cushion margin. The cushion margin, since the bank is quoting the conversion rate of dollar into domestic currency. So, they need to charge more to the importer. So, the cushion margin you have to add the cushion margin, Cushion margin is how much? Cushion margin is here, the bank policy is 0.200. So, cushion margin here you have to add the cushion margin 0.200. The cushion margin need to be adjusted. So, here the rate will be 53.5260. After adjustment of cushion margin, the bank has to charge more domestic money, because they want to quote for a $1. So, importer will get a more rate than the spot rate. So, cushion margin we are adding here 535260. Now, you have to add profit margin, the authorized dealer will take a profit out of that. So, transaction. So, you have to add the profit margin, add profit margin. Profit margin is here how much? 0.15 percentage of what? 0.15 percentage of 53.5260, that is coming how much? That will be coming around 0.803. So, actual calculation will be you have to add the profit margin, now it is coming 53.6063. This is the rate for TT selling rate. So, that authorized dealer will quote per dollar 53.6063 if the importer wanted to buy foreign currency or a US dollar, he has to sell a TT, the TT selling rate the authorized dealer will quote 53.6063. So, now our TT selling rate is TT selling rate will be per dollar 53.6063 TT selling rate. Here what you understand here? We understand that TT selling rate is applicable to outward transaction, where foreign currency need to be sent to outside, and it is applicable to importer. The importer generally import something by paying in foreign currency. When an importer go to a bank, ask for dollar quote, the bank will sell TT to them. The TT selling rate applicable here. In TT selling rate, the applicable spot rate will be higher, that is the spot rate is nothing but the buying of foreign currency or purchase of dollar, that is higher 53.5050. Here you have to add the cushion margin and after that you get actual spot rate for the TT buying, and here the profit margin the bank will add, and the profit margin depends upon bank to bank. Similarly, cushion margin also depends upon bank to bank. So, here profit margin is 0.15 percentage of 535260. After adding the profit margin, we got 536063. This is applicable to TT selling rate, and this the importer need to pay to the authorized dealer to get $1. So, TT selling rate a calculation is like this. Now, come to the bills side. Before going to the bill side, you have to understand that what actually a foreign bills. Foreign bills here may be in the form of export bill, may be in the form of import bill. So, in case of bills, when exporter exports something, the export against a bill. When the importer is outside the country, they send a bills. Against that bill, the exporter in India sends some goods, and that bill is nothing but a bills, a export bill. Similarly, when a domestic importers are there, domestic importer imports something, they send against the import document, they get what is called import bills. So, here bills selling rate and bills buying rate applicable to exporter importer. So, in case of bills selling rate, it is applicable to importer, because importer sells a bill to the authorized dealer to get foreign currency. So, bill selling applicable to outward transaction. Similarly, bills buying is applicable to inward transaction. The inward transaction is applicable to exporter. Before understand that bills selling and bills buying rate, let us do some examples. Here we are understanding the process of calculation of bill selling rate. The bill selling rate here. So, what would be the bill selling rate? If the spot rate in the Mumbai interbank market is $1 is equal to 545050, 545060. The bank is having a policy of 0.200 cushions margin and 0.15% profit margin. So, what you are estimating here? Bill selling rate. Bill selling rate is applicable to whom? Importer. Importer sell a bills to get foreign currency. Against the foreign currency, they get import from other country. So, bill selling rate applicable to importers. Now, when you calculate the bill selling rate, similarly just like TT selling rate, you have to estimate the applicable spot rate. So, here in the Mumbai interbank market, the spot rate per US dollar is per dollar is quoted as 545050, 545060. So, bills we are what you are estimating? Bills selling rate is applicable to whom? Importer. What importer needs? Importer needs foreign currency, that is US dollar. That means, US dollar the importer has to purchase from the authorized dealer. When they want to purchase US dollar, they have to surrender more rupee. So, applicable spot rate here, applicable spot rate will be 545060, 545060, that is applicable spot rate. So, now you have to what you have to do with the cushion margin? Cushion margin bank has to take, that means bank has to collect the cushion margin from the importer. So, you have to add the cushion margin, add cushion margin. Cushion margin is how much? 0.0200, 0200. Now, the rate will be now 54, after adding the cushion margin, it will be 54.5260. Now, after adding the cushion margin, the rate is now 545260. Then bank has to collect profit margin from the importer. So, you have to add the profit margin, add profit margin. Profit margin is how much? 0.15 percentage of what? 545260. 0.15 percentage of 545250 is nothing but it is coming 0.00818. After adding this, we got 546078. 546078 is the bill selling rate. Bill selling rate is applicable to importer. When a importer need dollar, they sell the bills in the market, the authorized dealer purchase the bill and they quote what is called bill selling rate, and then bill selling rate is applicable to importer, and here importer will get $1 at the rate of bill selling rate, which is nothing but 54.6078. What you understand here? In case of bill selling rate, the importer purchase dollar and the authorized dealer will charge more rupee per dollar. This is applicable spot rate, and you have to add the cushion margin. Why cushion margin? The authorized dealer collect the cushion margin from the importer. So, you have to add the cushion margin here. After adding the cushion margin, we got the applicable spot rate along with the cushion margin. Since authorized dealer provide dollar to the importer, they need some transaction profit. The profit add the profit margin, which is 0.15 percentage of 545260, that is coming this much. After adding this, we got the bill selling rate, which is applicable to importer or outward remittances. Let us come to the bills buying rate. The bills buying rate is applicable to whom? Because it is applicable to the exporter. Exporter got the bill by exporting the goods and services, and that bill they will surrender to the authorized dealer, and authorized dealer discount the bill, purchase the bill, and convert the export earning into domestic currency. So, bills buying rate is applicable to inward remittances. So, inward remittances is primarily for the exporter. Exporter got the dollar and they convert the dollar into domestic currency, and how they will convert? They will the export bill, they will give it to the authorized dealer. Authorized dealer either purchase the bill, discount the bill. If it is a side bill, directly they will purchase. If it is not a side bill, it is a bill for 2-3 months, then discount the bill and convert the export earning in the form of domestic currency. So, bills buying rate is applicable to export earning or inward remittances. To understand the bills buying rate calculation process, let us do a example. The example is here. What would be the bills buying rate if the spot rate in the Bombay interbank market is $1 is 545050, 545060, that is offer rate and bid rate. The bank is having a policy of 0.100 cushion margin and 0.080 percentage profit margin. So, what you have to estimate here? Bills buying rate applicable to whom? The exporter. Exporter export earning, they want to convert the export earning into domestic currency. So, domestic currency when they want to convert, they have to surrender the export earning to the bank, and bank will quote per dollar what will how many rupee. Here in the Bombay interbank market, what is the spot rate? The Bombay interbank market, the spot rate is here 545050 and 545060. Now, here we have to understand that export earning in the form of foreign currency that is in the dollar range. So, what the importer needs? They want to convert the dollar into Indian rupee. So, the authorized dealer will give less amount of Indian rupee. So, the applicable rate spot rate will 545050. So, here applicable spot rate, applicable spot is 545050. After this, the authorized dealer will collect export earning, that is a cushion margin from the exporter. So, they want to deduct the cushion margin from the applicable spot. So, here less the cushion margin less, deduct or less cushion margin, cushion margin is how much? 0.100. So, now what is the rate now? 545150. Less cushion margin is here 54, now 54 if less it. So, it will be 544950. 4950, 54 4950. So, now the cushion after deducting the cushion margin. So, you have to 54 4950. Now, the authorized dealer need to get some profit through this transaction, the you have to less profit margin, less profit margin. Profit margin is here 0.15 percentage of 544950. So, you have to deduct the profit margin from here. So, how to deduct the profit margin? So, we calculate the profit margin of 54.15 percentage here, that is applicable to 54.15 percentage 15 percentage of 54. So, you have to calculate the profit margin. So, it is coming around something around 0.00803 something, and it will be something how much coming 53.60 53.6049, and here you have to add it to go to the Excel sheet and calculate the actual calculation process. So, so here export after getting that cushion margin, less cushion margin 4950, you have to calculate 0.15% of this, 0.15% of this is coming around 54.494950, it is coming around 0.081118, 0.0818, and this after deducting the 54 from there, you have to deduct 54.494950 minus, it is coming 54.414133, 54.4133. What we have done here? So, same thing in the interbank market. So, this is your TT, what is called a TT what is called here TT, we have got a TT bill selling rate. So, bill selling rate is applicable to outward, what is called when when the exporter get the export bill and they convert into Indian rupee, this will applicable to them 54.4133 rupees. So, what we have understand here? The what we have understand here? The bills buying rate is applicable to exporter or inward transaction, and bills buying rate inward remittances. So, in the spot rate the exporter will get a less amount of rupee, they want to convert foreign currency in Indian rupee. So, they get less amount of rupee, thus applicable spot rate 545050. So, we have to the bank or authorized dealer get the cushion from the cushion margin from the exporter. So, you have to deduct the cushion margin. After deducting the cushion margin, you got the applicable spot rate with adjusted cushion. In this process of transaction, the bank or the authorized dealer supposed to get the profit amount also have to adjust, less deduct the profit margin. The profit margin 0.15 percentage, it is coming 0.818%, and after deducting the profit margin we got that 544133. This is nothing but the TT bills buying rate. The bills buying rate is applicable to exporter. Per dollar of export, the bank will give 54.4133 rupees to the exporter. So, this is called bills buying rate. Now, it may happen that the currency may be in currency what the exporter get, exporter may get the bill foreign currency transaction after 1 month or 2 months. So, they in between they may ask what is called discount the export bill. Discount the export bill, they go to the bank and surrender the bill and get a rate there, but they have not realized the export earning. Export earning they may realize after 2-3 months. In this process, the forward exchange rate applicable. We have discussed earlier the forward rate calculation. Similarly, in case of merchant rate, there also be some forward rate. Merchant forward rates are there. To understand the merchant forward rate, let us do an example. The example is here, an exporter may receive his export due after 2 months. He has not received the export due, he got only the bills. By exporting the exported item, he got the bills in the form of a foreign currency instrument, but he has not got the export earnings. Export realization, export earning has not been realized. After 2 months, he may get the dollar from the importer who is supposed to pay to him. So, after 2 months he is getting the due. He requests his banker today to purchase the bill. Now, he has gone to the bank and asked the bank, he requests the bank to purchase this export bill and give me a quote for that. The bank is having a policy of 0.01 cushion, exchange cushion and 0.80 profit margin for export bill purchase. Any export bill bank want to purchase, then that bank has to charge a profit margin of 0.80 and cushion margin of 0.10. And suppose this is the position of the bank and the Bombay interbank market spot rate is quoted. In Bombay interbank market, the spot rate per dollar is 535050, 535060 and forward points 1 month is 2523, second month is 5040. What rate the bank will quote to the exporter? So, you have to understand the problem here. The problem is here, the exporter has a bill, the export will be due after 2 months, actual realization export will take place after 2 months, but in the meantime the exporter wants domestic currency against this export bill. He has gone to the bank and he asks, my export earning will be realized after 2 months, give me a quote. And in this process the bank has a policy, the policy of what is called cushion margin of 0.01 percentage per 01 and profit margin of 0.08 percentage. And since in the Bombay interbank market spot rate is given to us, this is the spot rate, and also the forward point the forward premium 1 month is this much, second month is this much. Now, you have to calculate what is called a TT buying rate, because it is exporter earning, inward remittances we have a what is called TT buying rate. You have to estimate the TT buying rate. Now, how to do that? Let us start doing this problem. First, you have to estimate what is called applicable spot rate. In the Bombay interbank market, same thing, Bombay interbank market spot rate, spot is quoting at 535050 and 535060. Now, this export bill will be realized after 2 months. So, but this rate is a spot rate, this rate is spot rate, but export bill will be realized after 2 months. So, you have to understand what is the 2 month exchange rate. The 2 month exchange rate you have to calculate, then you have to add 2 month forward premium. So, second 2 month forward premium 5040. What does it mean? Rupee is appreciating, first number is, second number is lower than the first number, it means rupee is appreciating, dollar is depreciating. So, the forward premium you have to, forward premium need to be adjusted, forward. Now, the forward discount will come. Why a discount? Because second number 40 and 50. So, rupee is depreciating, as we discussed earlier classes, the quote is like that in the market 5040, then rupee is depreciating. What is the value of rupee? Because here rupee is depreciating, forward discount will be 4050, forward discount is 4050. Now, since it is inward remittances, exporter surrender the export earning, dollar is surrendering taking rupee, the applicable spot is this. So, applicable spot, we got the applicable spot. Applicable spot is 535050. Now, since it is a discount currency, premium currency, dollar is now discount and rupee is a premium currency, because this number 40 is less than 50. So, rupee is appreciating, dollar is depreciating. You have to deduct the forward this point. Forward point is here 0000400050. So, now deduct this, now we got 535000. Now, this is the forward rate after 2 months. So, the spot rate is this, forward rate after 2 months is this. Now, here you have to adjust the cushion margin. Cushion is here, since rupee we are converting the inward transaction, cushion need to be deducted. That deduct cushion. Cushion is how much? Cushion is how our cushion is 0.0000 0.0100. Now, adjust the cushion is now 0094. So, we have 53.4900. We got 53.4900. Now, profit margin, through this transaction bank has to get some profit, since you are quoting inward transaction, that dollar is coming to us, coming to the authorized dealer. So, profit margin need to be deducted, less profit margin, that is 0.15 percentage you have to deduct from here. 0.15 percentage of this you have to deduct, whatever the rate we get, that is our 2 month TT selling rate. After 2 months, what will be the applicable TT selling rate? That will be the rate here. So, here forward transaction are adjusted, because export bill will be realized after 2 months, the forward transaction are adjusted. After that, the deduct cushion rate and profit margins are adjusted to get the TT selling rate. Now, come to here we are ending that merchant rate calculation. Now, references are here, you can go through the references, and some questions I have prepared for a model answer for you. So, you have to explain the features of various merchant rates. Your features of various merchant rate we have discussed. Various merchant rate are TT selling, TT buying, bills selling, bills buying. Wherever the applicable are TT selling, wherever the applicability of TT buying rate, you have to describe that, and what the adjustment process in calculation of foreign currency merchant rate, you have to mention that. I have given a 3 problem to you. The first problem is here you have to estimate the TT buying rate euro in for the London interbank market. The euro has given to you, euro rate is 1 in place of dollar against dollar. So, $1.5050 dollar, 1.5060, and the bank having a policy of 0.001 cushion margin and 0.020 percentage profit margin. You have to calculate TT buying. TT buying is applicable to inward transaction. So, that is dollar has to be converted into euro, since the applicable spot is here 1.5050, and here you have to minus the cushion margin minus the profit margin to get the TT buying rate. In the second problem, TT selling rate, same question. Here applicable rate is TT selling rate applicable to outward transaction, that is importer for importer. So, here the applicable euro spot rate is 1 euro will be 1.5060. You have to add the cushion margin, add the profit margin and calculate the TT selling rate. And third question is, fourth question will be here related to your what is called forward rate transaction. Here forward rate transaction, we have given the interbank market, Bombay interbank market quotation of spot against the US dollar, and forward point has given to you for 1 month, 2 month. So, export due is after 1 month. So, it was inward transaction. So, applicable foreign currency spot rate is 535050. Here you have to add 1 month, means after 1 month foreign currency will come to us. You have to calculate the 1 month forward exchange rate. Spot rate is 535050. So, you have to here rupee is appreciating, you add 0.2020 here 535050, you have to add the forward point. After that you have to deduct that cushion margin, deduct the expo profit margin to get the TT selling rate as a forward transaction. In this process, I am completing the merchant rate transaction. Next time we will be discussing about some exchange rate further, that is a forward rate contract side, and the session 10 will be on forward contract, and we will be discussing in detail about forward contract and the process of calculation. Thank you.